What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sakina, and I'm back with another review. This is my review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 4, episode 4. I'm back podcast style, y'all. I'm kind of feeling the vibe, because like I said, I don't have to be on camera. You ain't got to see me. I feel like sometimes when I'm on camera, I look at stuff too much, even though sometimes I don't see stuff, like sometimes I'll record a whole video. I don't realize I got a booger in my nose or I got chapstick build up and then I have to do the whole video over. And so, just little stuff like that, distractions that come with being on camera. I feel like it's easier for me to just flow it out, get it out without too many distractions of being in front of the camera and getting adjusted and ready and all of that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this review because it is late. So the episode opens up with Mel and Tiffany at Mel's house. And Tiffany was saying that she enjoyed Mel's Christmas party, but Stormy was an issue for her. She didn't like how Stormy approached her. And Mel was like, yeah, she is a strong personality. However, baby, you came on the scene very heavy. Yeah, Tiffany, you don't like it when the shoe was on the other foot because Stormy is definitely out for you, or she got her good eye on you at least. And you came in guns blazing, ready for Kimmi, Destiny, and whoever else you wanted to air out. So yeah, you don't like it when the shoe was on the other foot. And then Mel was telling her, sometimes you have to understand that it's okay to not be everybody's friend. Like, we have to realize that, you can get to know somebody and be like, that's not really for me. So in her confessional, she's saying the same thing. Like, sometimes it's okay just to be cordial with somebody. I absolutely loved her confessional look, the black, I don't know if that was a jumpsuit or a top, but whatever. She looked really cute. I loved that bang on her. Mel, you need to wear this wig. Like, that was a whole look. I was really here for that. But yeah, I was here for her when she did tell Tiffany, baby, you don't have to be everybody's friend. And that's exactly what Mel has been doing with Tisha. They ain't been right since that whole 20 girlfriend situation. And, Mel planting seeds in Tisha's head. So them trying to rekindle something, it's like, you can try all you want, but the friendship is pretty much dead. And at this point, Mel is just going along to get along with Tisha, even though they really don't feel each other, in all honesty. So then Tiffany asked him about this whole book signing situation. Remember, her and Louis did show up and she was like, I was surprised to see that the kids weren't there. And Mel was like, yeah, first of all, I didn't get a notice about this whole book signing situation until a day or two beforehand. And he didn't even ask me if he can get the kids. He just made me aware of it. And on top of that, I had a death in the family. We was going to the funeral. No. And she wasn't bending over backwards for Martel because of their past history. And she said she was creating a boundary and teaching him how to respect that. And I understand that wholeheartedly. I know a lot of y'all in the comments did have a lot to say about Mel not owing Martel anything. And I totally agree with that. I do. I was just saying, she could have sent out a text message, but we already know how the communication and interactions go between Martel and Mel. So I'm not mad at her for setting boundaries and actually sticking to them and not breaking it. And it is what it is, because at the end of the day, just like I said last week, Martel had no business booking that book signing until the kids were confirmed to come with him on that week that wasn't his. So like I already said, I felt like it was a plot and a scheme for him to gain sympathy from the audience and everybody else around them and try to further prove his point of Mel keeping the kids from him, knowing damn well he had no business securing any dates without securing the kids first, because they the star of the damn show anyway. So you start to see that it was pulling on Tiffany's heartstrings, talking about he was so sad about it. Yeah, and that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted to gain sympathy, but like I said, he should have never booked it. And Mel was like, look, this is a recent history, okay, with me and Martel, because Tiffany was basically saying, don't let history overshadow, moments like this with the kids involved, blah, blah, blah. But no, this is a recent history. They haven't been divorced for a year yet, and she's not ready to go down that route with Martel. They have a tumultuous relationship. Baby, you have to keep those boundaries strict. Anyway, Tiffany started talking about her ex-husband and how she was divorced, or she got a divorce from her ex-husband, and how he passed away. And she just seems very remorseful, bottom line. She was talking about how she felt like he was her soulmate, but she wanted more out of life. She wanted more money, and he's busting his ass, and he's not gaining any resources from this. It's like you're overworked and underpaid, and she couldn't handle that type of lifestyle. So that's the reason why she decided to leave him. But she was like, that's my soulmate. Like, I already know that he loved me unconditionally. He loved me and my son, and he passed away, and I just felt like I was being selfish. But now she knows how to love Louis because she knows how her ex-husband loved her, and it was unconditional. And she started to cry about it. And I really did appreciate this vulnerable moment. Like, it was very real. She was speaking her truth. And it just is what it is. But my whole thing is, sis, now wait, Tiffany. Wait a minute. Because you did say that you wanted more money, you wanted more of this. But I'm just kind of looking like, sis, I mean, based on what I'm seeing, on camera, it's giving regular. Like, there's gotta be more to life than that. Because, I mean, sis, you talking about you wanted more, but it's not really giving more. Y'all got patchy grass, and y'all house just look real standard. I mean, it probably is an upgrade from where she came from, maybe. But, I mean, you saying that you wanted more money, and you wanted a certain lifestyle, and I'm like, girl, you out here living regular like me. So what the hell was y'all at before? Poverty? I'm trying to figure it out. Help me, girl. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought about that. But I did appreciate Tiffany being open and honest about that. I was just a little confused when sis was saying she wanted a different lifestyle. Because I'm like, look, you definitely giving elementary school teacher, okay, and a standard home. You are not giving automobile watch, dibbles in your necktie, Hermes briefcase. You're not giving upgrade word to be. But anyway, Tisha comes over to Kimmi's house, and they have a sit down. Kimmi wants to talk to her about what was said at the reunion when Carlos had asked Kimmi, if Tisha wasn't your family, would she be a woman that you hang around? And Kimmi said, no, I would not, and I do not blame her, because honestly, Tisha is a very one-sided friend, and we've talked about this last season. Girl, you can't expect loyalty out of somebody when you don't give that same loyalty back. Like, make it make sense. So Kimmi wanted to discuss that with her, and she was explaining to Tisha, yeah, you already know me. I wouldn't give somebody a constant argument back and forth. I give you one good argue, and you know I'm done with them. But the fact that you're family and the fact that I love you, I just want to let you know that I'm never going to get rid of you. And I'm like, yeah, that's all sweet and that's real nice, Kimmi, but you better than me. Because just because we have husbands that are siblings, that don't mean I gotta hang with you like that. And I understand that our husbands are very close. However, me and you don't have to be very close. And she can definitely take a page out of the book that Mel was talking about in the last scene. Baby, we can go along to get along, but at the end of the day, we ain't got to be best friends. Especially just because we family by marriage, okay? So then she brings up KeKe being at Mel's Christmas party. Tisha is definitely stunned by this, and Kimmi is telling her, yeah, you were definitely brought up, and you know, within this group, we are more of a in front of people type of group. Like, don't do X, Y, and Z in front of people. And KeKe was airing your business out where in front of people. Stuff that is not even necessary. Like, so then Tisha saying in her confessional, me and KeKe are cousins, but we're obviously not BFFs. But you know what they say, blood ain't always thicker than mud. I said, girl, thicker than mud? Baby, whose blood is thick as mud? I don't know if that's an Alabama saying or what, but I've always known it to be blood is thicker than water. Like, I don't know if that just went over my head or, I don't know. But sis, I just ain't never heard it. So, yeah, we already know that Tisha definitely got an issue with Mel, and she certainly has an issue now with KeKe. So we're finally getting this meeting with Lou and Marcel. He pulls up at Black, but before he actually gets there, Maurice pulls up first, and he was catching Marcel up on his honeymoon and saying basically, Kimmi was on that freaky deaky shit. And Marcel was like, I don't care. I don't want to hear nothing about that. That's my sister-in-law. Baby, keep that in the bedroom. So Lou comes in, and he was like, yeah, I just want to go ahead and talk to you. So the three of them, they sit down, and Lou was like, I feel like you came at us pretty hard down at the reunion. And Marcel was like, okay, yeah, hard, but fair. And he feels as if I don't know y'all like that. So y'all sharing y'all's opinion on my marriage is just too much. Now, mind you, he done went into this whole thing. Y'all know how to get preachy. Them damn Scots. Talking about when I was 26, I asked for a young lady's hand in marriage, and we were going to be together for the rest of our lives. This isn't TV and blah, blah. Baby, we didn't need to know all of that. And see, that's the problem. They're always throwing out numbers, Tisha and Marcel, in particular, Marcel. It's quality over quantity, boo, okay? Nobody looks at y'all's marriage and looks at that as something that they admire or something that they want to follow as well. No, baby, you are not the greatest husband. Let me tell you right now. You may have been offended by what Lou said and Tiffany, and we all agree that they definitely were super opinionated and acting like they had the damn handbook of how to have a successful marriage. That was definitely too much. However, even us, the audience, are on the outside looking in y'all's marriage, and baby, it's nothing appealing there, okay? It don't seem like you have any interest in your kids or your wife. You don't really value her opinion. You don't even want her to go outside. Like, you just start letting sis go outside. So it's just like, no, all of this numbers and 26 and I was blah, blah, blah. We've been married for double digits. Scratch that, boo, because don't nobody give a damn. So Marcel was saying, you don't know me well enough to speak on my marriage. And Lou is like, yeah, I mean, that's your opinion. That's cool. Marcel didn't like that response because he's feeling like now it's giving off the vibe of we could agree to disagree. And he wanted to clarify that whole situation. Now he's asking, who are you to speak about my marriage? But I get that. There ain't even no but with that. I get that. But you also have to understand, Marcel, because you're feeling as if Lewis is making these assumptions about your marriage based off of something that happened on TV. Excuse me. Reminder, he was definitely on for the entire season last year, and he's seen a lot of these things firsthand. Some of you and Tisha's interactions firsthand. Don't forget that him and Tiffany had to fill in for y'all down at the chapel in Vegas because you refused to renew your vows and do something that would make your wife happy. Instead, you decided to embarrass her on national TV and in front of her friends. So, okay. I mean, granted, you did tell her that you didn't want to do anything like that and she went against the grain, but you couldn't even bite the bullet and, just do something for her. So some of these interactions, they are definitely seeing firsthand, and they're making observations based off of that, not based off what's on TV. That may be added to it, but yeah, they've experienced you as well. Bottom line, they decide to move forward. Louis, he didn't necessarily say, I apologize. And you know what? I'm not mad at him for that. And that's because, what do I always say? Don't apologize if you don't really feel like you're sorry for anything. So he didn't say, I'm sorry, I apologize. He just was basically on some let's move forward type shit. And Marcel accepted it. And then Maurice wanted Marcel to apologize to Louis for doing too much and, trying to offend him purposely. And it was hard for him to do. But he went ahead and apologized. And even Maurice said in his confessional that Marcel wasn't always like that growing up, but now he's a tough nut to crack, and he feels like it could potentially be the money. I said, all right, Maurice. Anyway, they went ahead and apologized, and we're going to move forward. I would say I thoroughly enjoy Melnika on screen. I feel like she is definitely a great addition. Martel definitely needs somebody like that on his side, simply because she's the one to reel him in and keep it very honest with him. I like the fact that she is not here for the fluff. When he brought up Mel not bringing the kids, she was like, yeah, that's fair. Let's just move forward. And anything pertaining to the book, let's make sure that it's set for your week that you have the kids. It's simple as that. Like, she's not trying to beat around the bush. She's not trying to say things to make him feel better. It just is what it is between him and Mel. So she's asking him about the books, some other books that he has. So he has a fitness book on how to work out, lose weight, and things of that nature. And then he has a cookbook to go along with it. And I think that is perfect. Y'all know I keep saying that Martel needs to go ahead and get into the fitness world, because we know he cannot get that builder's license to save his life. So shout out to him for going down a different avenue. I feel like he'll definitely be more successful going this route compared to struggling and trying to get his license and mooching off of everybody else. And what happened to that other contractor? What was his name, y'all? Not Chris, because Chris was the funeral director. Hell, his name could have been Chris too. Shit, Chris is such a common name. What was the other guy that he was working under the builder's license with? But whatever. Anyway, he's going down a new path, and shout out to him for that. Melnika also mentioned too, okay, I want to do wine tasting, but not in Huntsville. I want to do it in Atlanta, because people in Huntsville here, they like you, and I don't feel like we'll get honest feedback. They might be trying to tell you it's good, and in our reality, it's nasty. In Atlanta, we could do it in a mansion. We can get some celebrities, and they can keep it real honest with you. Now, you want to invite people from the guest list. You mentioned the Scott brothers. All right, what's going on with this picture? And he was like, oh, I just thought that was funny. And she was like, yeah, well, y'all need to laugh in a group text. Don't bring that shit down at the mansion wine tasting, because, nah, they not doing none of that. She was like, I don't got time to be trying to flip shit and be PR and all of that. I said, I know that's right, girl. Reel him in and tell him y'all ain't doing none of that. Positive vibes only, period. And then she was like, is there any request that you want? And he was like, I just want beautiful women because I made it for them. Now, hold on, Martel. I thought you made it because you said that wine kept selling out that you and Mel used to drink. So now it's for the beautiful women. Okay, I understand. Yeah, red wine is definitely a sexy drink. I don't like wine, so it's not for me. But she said, is linebackers invited? He was like, yeah, they can come too. I like Melnika. Hey, girl. Tiffany, who got body yachty. Did y'all see her in them velvet leggings? I mean, that would not be my preferred pant or bottom, whatever you want to call it. But sis got body. And I be seeing that sometimes, sometimes her outfits don't necessarily complement her body. But sometimes I be seeing, like, she might got a little shape under there. She look a little thick. And baby was giving body in them leggings. So shout out to you for that, girl. And Stormy, they decided to meet up. Stormy wanted to apologize because of the way she came off down at Mel's Christmas party. And that I could definitely appreciate. I will say that I was so tense during this scene because at one moment it felt like it was going great. And then in the next moment, it felt like it might have went left. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, like, okay, they're apologizing, like, it's okay. But Stormy trying to correct her for using the word feisty. And I don't like the word feisty, but not enough to, like, correct anybody and make them change their adjective. But Tiffany was like, yeah, I just kind of felt like you were a little passionate when it came down to me. And Stormy was like, yeah, that's why I wanted to apologize. I was drinking a little bit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine and good. They decided to move along. So then Stormy, like I said, who had been watching the show, child, she was like, so the word transparency, like, how did that come about? Because that's always being used. And Tiffany don't even like the word transparency at this point. And I don't blame her because it's definitely overused. But she was like, I just feel like I'm misunderstood a lot of times. And I get mixed feelings from the crowd. And she asked Stormy a question. But in the midst of asking her the question, she cuts her off and continues to talk. And they show like an overlap of her just continuously talking and talking and talking. And Stormy is like, girl, I'm sorry. I zoned out about five sentences ago. And Tiffany is feeling some type of way in the comments, girl, what? In the confessional. But my thing is, since she was definitely a long-winded whore, wrap it up and let this conversation be two ways. So they start talking about pregnancy brain. And Stormy got into the story about her pregnancy. She had endometriosis, and they were like, okay, you definitely have to do IVF if you're going to get pregnant. So she went that way, and she actually got pregnant on the first try, but she said that she wouldn't do it again because she almost died. So she started going into detail about that, saying that she had a hemorrhage, she lost a lot of blood, she had a 4th degree tear. Y'all know I don't have any kids, so I don't know what that is, but with it being 4th degree, I'm sure it's severe. So she doesn't want to get pregnant again. And Tiffany, who we learned is 34, no shade, but I thought she was older. She and Louie are thinking about having another child because she loves being a mom. And she was like, I'm kind of busy right now, so I don't know, but my grandparents are here. My mom is here. So, that will kind of help her out, but she's unsure. She's really thinking about it. And Stormy is like, okay, well, do you mind sharing a bit of your story about your family? Because I remember you saying something about that. Like I said, sis watched the show. And Tiffany was saying, yeah, the whole thing about her foster mother, blah, blah, blah. We already learned that last season. And she said that she's recently been trying to get a hold of her biological father. And Stormy is saying in her confessional, she can't imagine not having her dad in her life because she's very close to him. And she understands that Tiffany is definitely going through a lot. So they're really bonding and getting to know each other. And what's her name? Stormy was hoping that they would be able to build a rapport off of this. And Tiffany was like, yeah, are we good? And Stormy was like, what do you mean? Like, basically on some we'll see type shit. Like, okay, well, girl, I thought we were, getting somewhere with this. You can't even tell me if we good or not. Like, girl, okay. And that's what's making me a little unsure when it comes down to Miss Stormy. I like you, sis. I do. But you giving her too much of a damn hard time. Child, so we having this sit down with KeKe and Letitia. And Letitia let her know, yeah, Kimmi informed me that you was at Mel's party and that y'all was talking about me. And KeKe is like, yeah, but it wasn't in a degrading way. And they're basically feeling the same way about each other. I thought we was good, but little do I know you're talking about me amongst other people. They literally use the same wording. Like, okay, yeah. Okay, KeKe is saying this in her confessional. Tisha is saying the same thing in her confessional. Listen, it's definitely giving. I don't know what Tisha said about KeKe, but I can tell you right now, KeKe, you're definitely being used because none of us were aware that you were that close with Mel. And anything that you have to say about your cousin, it's weird because remember how defensive she was in regards to Tisha last season and how she basically acted like she wanted to jump on Kimmi in regards to her being open and honest at the reunion before last. Okay, you had that energy for Kimmi, but you didn't have that energy for Mel for some odd reason. And I find that strange because it's definitely giving that y'all are in cahoots. Why else would Mel invite you to her Christmas party but not invite Tisha? Since when did y'all become close friends? Because Mel, according to her, only invited close friends. And then here you come out of nowhere, basically trying to seek camera time. Because I ain't see it for your ass when you was trying to come for Kimmi, but did not succeed. And I don't see it for your ass now that you done got on TV and tried to air out your cousin. You looking real sketchy out here. Apparently, there was a Christmas party that was hosted by the Holtz. And KeKe was invited. Obviously, with her being in association with Tisha and that being her cousin. So before KeKe got there, Tisha informed the host that she was going through some major issues. And she just wanted to inform them because they know KeKe through Tisha. So she just wanted to let them know, because she's invited into their home, whatever this issue was. So it was an actual issue to KeKe, and she felt as if Tisha was telling her personal business. And Tisha's like, girl, what? Like, what did I say? Like, tell me what I said. And she was like, you know what you said. But she was like, I don't know what I said. Like, tell me. And she wouldn't go into detail. And Tisha's like, I'm going to let you say what it is, because I don't want you saying that I put your business out there. If you want it out there, you're going to have to say it out your mouth. And KeKe keeps saying, you know exactly what it is. And Tisha's like, well, whatever you talking about down at this Christmas party, it happened 5 years ago. I apologize for my part in it and you forgave me. But now you want to bring it back up now that you didn't KeKe with a bitch who don't like me. And you discussing me and my marital issues or just my marriage in general. So I was with Tisha because I don't know what, now granted, I don't know what this major issue is. I wish we would have known so we can get a better context and a better feel of, what's right and what's wrong in this situation. But regardless of whatever, if you are my family, don't try to get buddy with a bitch and talk shit about me, because she fell for the banana in a tailpipe. KeKe did. They was talking about Tisha. Mel was talking about what I already said. What I said wasn't no different from what everybody else said. That's your cousin. Did she ever hear anything? And then you just went all into it. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before. There was always rumors about Marcel cheating around town. You wasn't the first person to say that. Like, girl, you could have just said we don't talk about their marriage and kept it moving. So at the end of the day, I don't know what Tisha did 5 years ago, but if you forgave her, then you need to move on. Because what you did is definitely some snake shit. And she has every reason to side-eye you. Let's go ahead and cut ties, bitch. It is what it is. So then Tisha goes outside and she calls Kimmi because she's very frustrated at this point. And she's telling her about what happened. And KeKe come outside with her rainbow sweater on. And she walks up to Tisha and was like, so who you talking about? Who you talking to about me now? Look, KeKe, we ain't here for you, girl. Okay? We wasn't here for you last season. We ain't here for you now. Tisha, I like the energy that you was giving her, and I wish that you would give your husband the same energy and anybody else who you was up against, okay? Find your voice, girl. Find that voice that you got for KeKe. Find that for everybody else. Anyway, let's get down in the comments and talk, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. It's going to be continued, so we'll pick up where we left off in the next review. Y'all let me know who y'all think is wrong. I feel Tisha in regards to, just not wanting to be around her cousin if she gonna be doing some fluke shit. When it come down to Marcel and Louis, yeah, Louis, don't be doing too much talking about people's marriages, but you said what you said, and I appreciate you for not apologizing because you said what you said. Or Stormy, hey girl, like I said, be nice to Tiffany. You ain't gotta be okay. Anyway, you don't need to be mean to her, but you said that you was gonna start over, so let that be what it is. Or you want to apologize and move forward, so y'all need to go ahead and do just that. And did anything else happen in this episode that I could remember? Yeah, that's it. Let's get down in the comments and talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.